Way. A football game that I'm sure Fayette Academy thinks they can win. A football game I'm sure Lee Academy thinks they can win. And that has the makings of a pretty good Friday night.
48 minutes from now, we'll know, won't we, Albert?
The Fayette Academy Vikings have not been scored on this year. They have a defense that has given up 0 points. They have scored 66 in their 2 football. And we're ready as we're awaiting the official's whistle. And here it comes. And T gets the kick away, and it's going to be fielded by Eric Williams at about the 20-yard line. And Eric's right back up the middle, and he's into the almost broke it all the way as he was tripped up at the 40-yard line, and it's going to be called down at the 44. So good blocking up front by the Lee Academy forward wall. Lee Academy gets great field position at their own 44-yard line. The game is just underway. Chase Maxey gets into the football game with a play from Coach Weiss, and the coach break huddle and send Jason Graber wide to the right. Cooper Tyner's coming wide to the left. Scott Flowers is lined up at the tight end on the side. The backs are in an I formation behind Maxey. Fayette Academy showing blitz. Maxey may be checking off as he's awaiting the snap. And there's the option pitch to Chuck Scott. Chuck Scott's into the secondary, breaks one tackle, is into Fayette Academy territory, inside the 35-yard line, down to about the 32.
Good job that time by checking off, running that option and throwing it to the
Excellent read by Chase Maxey. Ran the option back to the weak side, and a play that we executed well against North Delta last week. First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts. Fayette Academy 32-yard line. And the coach break huddle and all conference center Matt Sanders offensive line out. Cooper Tyner to the left, Jason Gray to the right. And out of the I formation again with Hood close and Scott deep. Sprinting out to the left to throw is Maxey. And Maxey's going to run the football. He's going to break one tackle. It's going to be tackled for a loss. Back out over the 35-yard line to about the 36. Good coverage in the secondary by Fayette Academy.
Was excellent coverage that time. Maxey just could find no receiver open. Tried to juke once or twice, but had nowhere to go. About a 4-yard loss.
Loss of 4 on the play. Second down and 14 yards to go for the Lee Academy coach. Preston Frazier checks into the football game with a play from replacing Cooper Tyner. Jason Graber is lined up wide to the left. Preston Frazier's wide to the right. They're double covering Graber out here. Now they're going to show a corner blitz, and they've got about 9 men on the line of scrimmage. Graber's checking off, it looks like, out of the I formation, straight back in the pocket to throw. Now sprinting out to the right, and he's getting a lot of trouble again, and is going to be drawn down for another loss. He had him open for a minute, but it just did not seem as Preston Frazier was running down the field open, but Preston was in a lot of trouble, and the Colts are going to lose 4 more. Third down and 18 yards to go.
Well, actually, they lost about 6 more. It looks like it's about 3rd down and 20 now, Albert.
Let's call it 3rd and 20. It looks like it is going to try to put pressure on Chase tonight.
Fayette's got a lot of people on the line coming right at number 15.
Jason Graber's wide to the left. Cooper Tyner's in the slot to the left. And out of the I formation, Chase Maxey is going to sprint out to the left to throw. Is going to get protection this time. Is turning up the field. The ball thrown deep downfield. Intended for Jason Graber and just a little bit overthrown. As Graber was there, a good throw by Chase Maxey. It looked like he hit him on top of the helmet.
Well, it did look like it was right on top of his helmet.
Jason might have lost his footing just a little bit, so the Lee Academy coach, after getting a first down on the first play from scrimmage, go backwards, faced with 4th and 20 with 9 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Matt Sanders will be back to do the punting for the Lee Academy coach. And number 44, that's Matthew Armour, will be back deep for Fayette. Jack Laney is snapping. And Matt Sanders is standing at about his own 45, gets the snap and gets the kick away. It's off the side of his foot and is going to bounce and going to take a Lee Academy bounce inside the 20-yard line at about the 18. That's where the Lee Academy coach will down it. That's inside the 10-yard line at about the 8, I'm sorry. And the field's lined off tonight, and I can't even tell.
I was going to tell you, the field has numbers on it tonight, Albert.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Fayette Academy Vikings from inside their own 10-yard line. Let's call it the 9. 9:14 to go in the first quarter. No score. Colts have had the football one time. This is Fayette Academy's first possession. Colts in their 5-man front. Scott Flowers and Jack Laney at the defensive ends. Richard Lewis and Phil Dodgel at the tackles, and Matt Sanders at the nose tackle. And out of the one-back set, Fayette Academy. Oh, they're in an I formation. They send motion back to the left. And quarterback Armour is going to run the ball back to the weak side. They're going to keep it and going to get out over the 10-yard line, about the 14-yard line. So Richard Lewis was all over the dive man that time as they were running the option out of the I formation, and quarterback Armour kept it. Armour. Is that a French name, Rich?
Armour.
Pick up a 5 on the play, second down and 5 yards to go. 8 to go in the first quarter, no score.
Gain of about 5 yards on the play will be second down and 5 for the Vikings.
Armour's under center. Colts in a 5-man front, bring motion back again. And they're going to run a pitch sweep out here to the fullback. They've got good blocking, and he's going to break one tackle. Going to be tackled short of the 20. Going to be very close to first down yardage, but I believe he's going to be about a yard short. They're going to bring up third down and 1.
Clay Dabb's doing a good job that time turning that back in.
That'll bring up third down, about a yard to go for the Vikings.
7:52 to go in the first quarter. Bradley Rybo, sophomore defensive tackle, checks into the for the Lee Academy Colts. And he takes out Cooper Tyner. So the Colts will be in their goal line defense, a 6-man front, as we take out one corner and bring in another defensive lineman. Moves Bradley Gordon up to the corner now from his free safety.
Third down, Vikings.
And the Vikings break color with a wide receiver left and a wing to the right. And out of the I formation, Armour's going to give the ball to the big fullback. And I tell you, he might go. He might have got it. Second effort, he might.
No question about it, he got it.
Lee Academy coach had him stop, but second effort by number. What's the fullback's name, Rich?
Let me look at the program here, Albert.
First down and 10 yards to go for Fayette. They've got a first down on their first possession.
I'll tell you his name in a little while.
Number 48 is his number, and Scott Ray is his name. Wide receiver to the left and a wing to the right for Fayette. And Armour is under center, and he sends motion back. And the Lee Academy Colts out of their 5-man front, and they're going to run the option again. And Scott Flowers is going to, and the quarterback Armour is going to get into the secondary. They're going to get out over the 30-yard line to the 32. So the Lee Academy Colts out of their 5-man front. And Fayette Academy is running the veer option well out of the I formation, and they have their second first down of the night. 6:48 to go in the first quarter, no score. So the Colt defense needs to solve this little academy. Quarterback's reading well.
He's doing an excellent job of the read.
Fayette Academy breaks the huddle and sends a wide receiver to the left and a wing to the right. And out of the I formation, Armour is going to send motion back to the left. And they're going to run a pitch sweep out here to the fullback. And we're going to have an illegal block against Fayette Academy. I tell you what that's going to be, as the Colts are all over that play and stop it for no gain. But Eric Williams was clipped. Wide receiver came back and then cracked back on Eric Williams, so that'll be a penalty against the Fayette Academy. I don't know if they call that holding or an illegal block, but the officials are conferring with the Lee Academy Colts captain.
I don't see how they could call it holding. It was just an illegal block, wasn't it?
Cooper Tyner, captain for the Colts, is up there conferring with the referee. And I believe they're going to take this penalty. It's going to be first down. It's going to be a 15-yard step off against Fayette Academy.
Clipping.
Which puts it back at the 15-yard line. They've got to go to the 33 for a first down.
43.
43 for a first down. So it's first down and 28. I wondered how they would get to the corner without having any defenders out there. They've been... Quarterback's going to run the counter option, and they're going to be sacked for a loss way back. Lee Academy Colts. We're all over that, and we're having a little bit of microphone problems up here. We seem like we don't know what we're doing. The reason is because we don't do it. But the third down and a really long way for the Fayette Academy Vikings. The football is at the 14. They got to go to the 43 for a first down, so it's second down and 29. They called it second and 30 on the scoreboard, so that's what we'll call it. Second down and 30 yards to go for Fayette. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. We have no score. Fayette breaks huddle and sends a wide receiver to the left. Now they're going to have a slot to the left. And out of the I formation against a 5-man front, they bring motion back to the right. And Armour is going to run the football back to the weak side, going to run the option out here to the fullback, number 48, Ray. And Ray's going to be knocked down for a loss by Jack Laney. And along with Clay Dabbs in there on the stop for the Colts. Scott Flowers is back into the football game, replacing Shannon Hood at the left defensive end position. And we got a third down and 30, but we have a timeout on the field, the Heat timeout of the first half. Timeout on the field, no score. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
Third down, Vikings.
Third down and 30 yards to go for the Fayette Academy Vikings with 5:40 to go in the first quarter. And Armour is going to run a pass. It's going to be overthrown. It's going to be intercepted and dropped by Jason Graber. Armour just threw a straight fly pattern to number 2. That's Sean Morris. And Morris, the ball was overthrown. Jason Graber had it intercepted but dropped it. Wayne.
Probably just as well that he did drop it, bring up fourth down, because he was going to be down at about the Lee Academy 48-yard line. Let's just see where this punt goes.
Bradley Gordon will stand at midfield. Excellent speed by number 39, the senior free safety. And number 44, Matthew Armour, will be the punter. And now we get Wayne Bolin back, and Bradley Gordon moves up, so the Colts are going to try to block this. And in we come, and we almost get it, but they get it away. And the ball's going to take a bounce. It's going to be fielded by Bolin. And Bolin's going to run, break a tackle. Now he's going to try to get to the corner. He needs one block. He's going to be knocked down at about the 48-yard line. So he was one block away from carrying that a long way. And Lee Academy will take over with excellent field position in Fayette Academy territory at the 48-yard line. So the Colts need to get some offense going here. As number 40, Chris Turman, checks into the football game at tailback for the Lee Academy coach. One of my favorite players on the whole team.
One of your favorite players.
Connor goes wide to the right, and Jason Graber goes wide to the left. And out of the split backfield now with a tight end lined up on the right-hand side. Fayette Academy showing blitz again. We're going to hit our tight end here, watch. And Chase Maxey checking off. And going to run on the dive play, give it to Shannon Hood, and Shannon Hood right off right tackle out of the outside veer is going to get about 7 yards on the play inside the 45-yard line down to about the 42, and we'll call it a gain of 7, brings up 2nd and 3. Ivy Dees checks into the football game for the Colts, replacing Jason Graber. And Ivy comes in clapping hands and trying to get this offensive team fired up. Cooper Tyner goes wide to the right. Ivy Dees is wide to the left. And out of the split backfield again with a tight end on the right-hand side. Chase Maxey looking at a corner blitz again. There's number 80 slipping up there. And on the option play, the nose tackle just going to make a good play, get inside and going to grab Chase by the arm and going to tackle him after about a yard gain. So number 52 for Fayette Academy, Lester Grafton, who's playing the nose tackle, got in there and grabbed Chase before the play could materialize, and the Colts are faced with 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Colts break huddle and send Jason Graber wide to the left. Cooper Tyner's wide to the right, this time out of the I formation with Chris Turman deep. Looking at a 6 or 7 man front now for Fayette Academy. They're showing blitz, and Chase trying to draw them off sides is going to give the football to Turman, and Turman is going to be stopped for no gain. Might have gained a yard on the play and got to the 40-yard line, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 1. So Chris Turman running the football on 3rd and 2. Let's call it no gain and call it 4th down and 2 yards to go. I'm sure the Colts will go for this.
Yeah. Coach Weiss across the way using his clipboard to shield his message to the quarterback.
That's that high-tech play calling.
I guarantee you.
Jason Graber's wide to the left. Cooper Tyner's wide to the right. We're going to have to go deep on these guys in a minute because they're crowding us too much. And out of the I formation, we're going to give the football to Chris Turman, and Chris Turman's into the secondary, breaks a tackle, and gets inside of the 30-yard line down to about the 26. So Chris Turman, the second unit tailback, makes a good run and gets inside the 25-yard line to the 26, and that's where the Lee Academy Coast will have it. 1st down and 10 yards to go. I like that kid.
Good running by Chris Thurman on that one, boy. I tell you, is that what you meant by going deep, Albert?
Well,
not really, but
not really.
It worked, though,
That's
didn't
right. Jason Graber goes wide to the left. Cooper Tyner goes wide to the right. And they got single coverage on Graber out here again, and Chase Maxey out of the I formation, barking out his signals, and gives the football to Chris Turman. And this time Chris Turman's not going to get anything, as he's going to be tackled for about a yard or two loss.
Just kind of setting them up, Albert, setting them up right now.
Keeping
it in the middle, setting it up, right?
Loss of 1 on the play, breaks it 2nd and 11. No score in the football game, 2:13 to go in the first quarter. Jason Graber goes wide to the left, and Bradley Gordon is wide to the right. Maybe a reverse here.
Could be.
Colts out of the I formation.
Classic setup.
And if it works, it's going to go for big yardage because they're bringing everybody. And here comes the reverse to Bradley Gordon, and Bradley Gordon turns upfield and is going to try to get to the corner. He's going to get to the corner, and he's inside the 10-yard line. He's going to go all the way. No, he stepped out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
3-yard line. I tell you what, a good bit of open field running that time by Bradley Gordon, particularly getting around that last man.
Bradley Gordon on the reverse runs the football down to Fayette Academy's 3-yard line. The Colts are in business now as they have it first down and goal to go from Fayette's 3. Out of the reverse. I wonder how long it's going to take before the other coaches, when they see Bradley Gordon coming to the game, we're going to run a reverse. Gordon stays in the football game, which means the Lee Academy Colts will be in that wishbone formation. And we have our second tight end, Preston Fraser, into the football game. Shannon Hood will be close. Bradley Gordon and Eric Williams will be deep out of the wishbone. Colts have played a lot of running backs tonight already, Rich.
They have.
And out of the wishbone formation with 2 tight ends, the Colts are going to be guilty of motion. Scott Flowers, the tight end on the right-hand side, jumped. And that'll be a 5-yard penalty, and the Colts will probably get their wide receivers back into the football game now, as that's going to back us up to the 8-yard line.
So those little errors like that really will take it out of a team, but the Colts would have to kind of suck it up and go now.
First down and goal to go from the 8-yard line now as we get our wide receivers into the football game. Cooper Tyner and Jason Graber replacing Eric Williams and Preston Fraser out of our goal line offense, and the Colts break huddle. And they send Jason Graber wide to the left. Cooper Tyner is going to be in the slot to the left. And out of the split backfield with Bradley Gordon and Shannon Hood, Chase Maxey with a tight end lineup on the right-hand side is going to run a bootleg play, and the tight end's out there, and he throws it. It's going to be caught for a touchdown. Scott Flowers out of the bootleg, one of Coach Artie Newt's favorite old plays there, hits the tight end in the back of the end zone for a touchdown, and the Lee Academy Colts have broken on top 6-0.
And the first time that the Fayette Academy Vikings have been scored on this year. A great throw and a great catch by Flowers also, who had a defender right with him.
I had supper last night with Scott Flowers, by the way, over at Jimmy Harris's house. He told me he was going to catch a touchdown pass tonight.
He just did it.
Jason Graber will attempt the 7th point. Snap is high. Graber gets it down, kicks it up. It's no good, wide to the left. Lee Academy Colts 6, Fayette Academy nothing. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. We look okay, don't we?
The series, they just slopping around.
Scott Ray is standing at his own 10-yard line awaiting Jason Graber's kick. The kick is away. It's going to be a high kick. It's going to be fair caught by number 19. That's Elliott Houston. And the Lee Academy Colts will go on defense, and Fayette Academy will have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 22. Lee Academy on top 6-0.
I will say you don't see many fair catches on the kickoff, but that's one that we saw here. And I will also like to report that, no, we're fine. Our on-site technicians have told us that our modulating has gotten fine.
Okay, well, we were over-modulating a little bit a minute ago. I had to wipe Richard down with a towel. First down and 10 yards to go for Fayette Academy, and out of the one-back set now with 2 wide receivers on a wing. They bring motion back to the right, and out of the one-back set, they're going to run a little inside handoff to 22, and 22 is going to get into the secondary, but going to be thrown down, and 39, Bradley Gordon, has got great speed from his free safety position. He closed on that really fast, made a really nice play.
I tell you what, he ran 40 yards laterally and 2 yards forward.
Gain of about 2 on the play, brings up second down and 8 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts.
Laterally is
for
this
the
way,
Fayette Academy
back and forth.
Vikings. Laterally. That's right. You move laterally when you're over modulating. Second down and 8 yards to go, unless it's Thursday. Second and 8 for Fayette. This is a crazy night tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Second down and 8 yards to go for Fayette. And out of the one-back set again with motion. Armour sprints out to the right, looking, getting pressure now. He's going to throw it. It's going to be intercepted by Eric Williams. Eric Williams is going to run the football down about the 20-yard line. Nice play by Eric Williams, the strong safety, to intercept Armour's pass.
And really, Armour, or whatever his name is just made a bad choice that time because he threw it right into the hands of Eric Williams.
I really don't think he saw Eric, as Eric was breaking up on the ball from his free safety position. Youngster shaking up for Fayette Academy on the play. That's number 73, and that's Pete Hyman, and he's one of their big linemen. He's okay, up walking off under his own power. Lee Academy Colts are in business again. First down and 10 yards to go from Fayette Academy's 21-yard line after the interception by Eric Williams. Good crowd on hand on the other side, Lee Academy faithful.
I bet there's a good crowd at home listening to you also. What do you think?
I wouldn't bet on that.
You don't think so?
Wide receiver to the right is Cooper Tyner. Wide receiver to the left is Jason Graber. Tight end Scott Flowers is lined up on the right-hand side. And out of the I formation with Turman deep and Shannon Hood close. Maxey's going to run a pitch sweep to Chris Turman. Turman gets to the corner, cuts upfield, and gets inside the 20-yard line down to about the 16 or 17-yard line before he's knocked down. Let's see how many yards they give him on the play. They're going to give him about 4 yards on the play, make it 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6 from the 16-yard line. 3 seconds to go in the first quarter. The first quarter is going to come to an end there. First quarter's over. Lee Academy Colts are on top 6-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
Second down and 6 for the Colts. Ball on the Vikings 15.
On the first play of the second quarter, the Lee Academy Colts have Preston Frazier wide to the right, Jason Graber wide to the left with single coverage again. And on the straight handoff out of the veer, out of the I formation, Shannon Hood is going to get inside the 15-yard line to about the 11-yard line and going to be very close to first down yardage. Going to be just a little bit short, however, and bring up 3rd down and 1.
33, Sid Wilson for the Vikings.
Colts on top 6-0. Second quarter just underway.
That'll bring up 3rd down.
Cooper Tyner checks into the football game for the Colts, replacing Preston Frazier. The Lee Academy Colts break huddle and send Graber wide left. Cooper Tyner wide right. Chris Turman's deep. Shannon Hood's close out of the I formation. Tight end Flowers is lined up on the right-hand side. On 3rd down and a yard to go, Lee Academy Colts are going to give the football to the big fullback Hood, and Hood's going to get inside the 10-yard line down to about the 6 or the 7 before he's brought down. That'll be first down yardage for the Lee Academy Colts as they spot the football at the 8-yard line. So first down and 8 yards to go and goal to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Fayette Academy gets an extra defensive lineman into the football game. And Lee Academy Colts break huddle with 2 wide receivers and an I formation in the backfield behind senior quarterback Chase Maxey. And a 5-man front with 3 linebackers for Fayette Academy. Looks like they're stunning. And they're going to give the football on the pitch to Turman. And Turman's going to be chased down and knocked down. And there's a face mask. Chase Maxey is going to have his face mask grabbed by number 33, Sid Wilson, a linebacker. And so that'll be a break for Lee Academy Colts, as the Colts were going to be thrown for about a 4-yard loss. Pitch was a little behind Chris that time. And before Chris could get himself righted, number 33, Sid Wilson, was on top of him and threw him for a loss, but it's going to be a face mask penalty against Fayette Academy. So that'll remain first down now. First down and goal to go from the 5-yard line. First and goal to go from the 5 for the Lee Academy Colts. Jason Graber's into the football game, replacing Ivy Dees with a play from Coach Ricky Weiss. Nice night for football here tonight.
In the rolling hills of Southwest Tennessee, Albert.
Jason Graber goes really wide to the right. Cooper Tyner they only have one guy out here covering our 2 wide receivers. I don't know what's happening here, and Fayette's going to call timeout. Boy, they spotted it quick enough. They had one guy out here covering Cooper and Chase, Jason, but Chase just couldn't get the play off. Timeout on the field. Coastal ahead 6-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
Behind down for sure.
First down and goal to go for the Lee Academy Colts from the Fayette Academy 5-yard line. And Colts out of the I formation with Hood close and Turman deep. Against the goal line defense for Fayette Academy, going to give the ball to the fullback back over left guard. He's not going to get anything. Maybe a yard on the play. As Shannon Hood tries to run up behind left guard. Let's give him no gain on the play. 2nd and 5. 2nd down and 5 yards to go for the Colts now as we get our second tight end and our wishbone set into the football game. Taking out both wide receivers. The Colts will line up out of the wishbone with Scott Flowers and Preston Frazier at tight end. Shannon Hood close and Eric Williams and Bradley Gordon deep out of the wishbone. Fayette Academy Vikings in a goal line defense. Colts out of the wishbone formation on 2nd down and 5. We're going to give the football to Eric Williams, and Eric Williams is going to get to the corner and going to score. Eric Williams, off left tackle, just ran to the corner and scored, and the Colts have broken on top 12-0 with 9:26 to go in the first half of the football game, and I'm sure we'll go for 2 here to try to get back on 14.
And I'm sure that you're right.
Excuse me? I know you get in that mood when you're modulating, Richard. So
They said my modulation was fine now.
out of the wishbone formation, 2 tight ends for the Lee Academy Colts. Let's see what we do here, trying for 2 points with 9:26 to go in the half. Going to run a pitch sweep to Williams. He's trying to get to the corner again, and he's going to get into going to be stopped and did not make it. So the Lee Academy Colts failed on the 2-point conversion. We lead 12-0 with 9:26 to go in the first half. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Scott Ray fields Jason Graber's kickoff and runs the football out over the 30 to about the 33. So Fayette Academy will have their best field position of the night as they take over first down and 10 yards to go from their own 33-yard line. And they get their offensive unit onto the football field. The Lee Academy coach get their defensive unit on the football field. John Martin Harris and number 54, I think Joey Spinks down there on the tackle on the kickoff. I'm not really sure. But we'll give those 2 youngsters credit. As Fayette breaks huddle with a wide receiver to the right, slot to the right, and out of the I formation against Lee Academy's 5-man front. Armour is barking out his signals, brings motion back to the left. Trying to draw the Colts offside. They're going to give the ball on the option pitch to the fullback Ray, and Clay Dabbs is going to get over there and run him down. They're going to knock him down out of bounds along with Eric Williams. Clay Dabbs, I thought, had a bead on him, but Ray just had a little burst of speed there and kind of beat Clay to the corner, and Eric Williams from his strong safety position runs him out of bounds at the 40. So brings up 2nd down, pick up of about 7 on the play, 2nd and 3. Second down and 3 yards to go for Fayette now. 8:46 to go in the first half. Youngster for Fayette Academy shaken up down there on the sidelines earlier is being attended to by the physical therapy people. And he's standing up, but we'll wait and see, get a report on him. And out of the I formation, the quarterback's going to keep it to the option. He's going to get to the corner, going to pitch the football, and number 22, Jason Graber, along with Bradley Gordon, are going to knock Ray out of bounds, but not before Scott Ray gets first down yardage. Out just short of the 45-yard line at the 44. And that'll be a pickup of about 4 on the play and brings Fayette Academy a first down. So the Colts having a little bit of trouble now defending Fayette Academy's option as they're getting the numbers at the corner and are picking up pretty good yardage. Matthew Armour, the quarterback, comes out under center with a wide receiver left, slot left. And he's barking out his signals. And the Colt defense is going to defense Armour. He's going to get into the secondary. He could go all the way as Jason Graber's going to knock him out of bounds. Inside of Lee Academy's 35-yard line at about the 36. Lee Academy coach had him and just let him go as he's down to the 31-yard line in Lee Academy territory, not the 36. So good offensive execution by Fayette Academy as the Colts are on top 12-0 and seem to have had a little bit of a letdown here as Fayette Academy has taken the ensuing kickoff and driven the football 40 yards now down to Lee Academy's 31-yard line, and they have it first down and 10 yards to go from Lee Academy's 31. Fayette Academy breaks the huddle, sends a wide receiver to the right and to the left, and out of the power I formation now with two split ends, out of the wishbone formation with two split ends, they're going to run a little reverse here, and number 63, Jack Laney, along with number 56, Clay Dabbs, are going to tackle number 22, that's Justin Perkins, and Perkins is going to pick up about 3 yards on the play, brings up 2nd and 7. So they're running misdirection out of the wishbone formation with two split ends, and they get 3 yards on the play, 2nd and 7. So Fayette Academy has shown multiple offensive sets here tonight. With 7:58 to go in the first half, Colts on top 12-0. With a wide receiver to the right and a slot to the left and a slot to the left, out of the I formation. Quarterback is going to be ridden down by Matt Sanders, number 66, the nose tackle, and that'll be a loss of about 1 or 2 yards on the play. Let's give him a loss of 2 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 3rd down and 9 yards to go now for the Fayette Academy Vikings. Vikings call timeout with 7:33 to go in the first half. Timeout on the field. Lee Academy 12, Fayette Academy nothing. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Third down and 8 yards to go now for the Fayette Academy Vikings. They have the football at the Lee Academy 29-yard line. As Fayette Academy has used a timeout, Coach Robert Daniels has gone in and tried to inspire his offensive chargers. And they break cuddle with a wide receiver to the right and a wing to the left. And out of the I formation against Colts' 5-man front, Armour is going to run a pitch sweep, and they're going to throw a halfback pass here, and throws the football down. It's going to be knocked down nicely by Cooper Tyner, and going to be pass interference called on Cooper Tyner. That's a pretty close call there, Rich.
Well, it did look to me like from this distance that he had his hand. He just kind of moved his hand up into him and kind of braced himself for the slap away. That's just what it looked like to me.
Pass interference is going to be called on Lee Academy. That'll give Fayette Academy a first down after the 15-yard step off from the 29. That'll be a half the distance to the goal penalty, the 14.5-yard line, and Fayette Academy will have first down and 10 yards to go from Lee Academy's 14.5. 7:25 to go in the first half of the football game. Colt defense being challenged really for the first time here tonight, and somebody needs to step up and take charge here. Pass interference against the Lee Academy Colts, against the Colts. And the Vikings will have it first down and 10 yards to go from the Lee Academy Colt 14.5-yard line. And Fayette Academy breaks the huddle with 2 wings and a slot man and 1 back set, and they go into the wing formation. Here comes a little inside handoff to 22, and he's going to be stopped by Matt Sanders along with Bradley Rybolt. Pickup of about 1 or 2 on the play. Let's see where they spot it. Coach Ricky Weiss a little bit mad about that pass interference call over there. He was halfway down the sidelines talking to the official that called it. Lost, no gain on the play, brings up 2nd and 10. 6:59 to go in the first half of the football game. Fayette Academy's best offensive penetration of the night, as they have it 2nd down and 10 yards to go from Lee Academy's, let's call it the 15-yard line. Actually the 14.5, we'll call it the 15. And out of the one-back set again, Fayette Academy got wide receivers everywhere. And Lee Academy Colts out of the 5-man front. Here's motion again. And they're going to run a little look-in pass. It's going to be intercepted in the end zone by Jason Graber. So Graber's going to intercept the football into the end zone. As they try to throw back there, they fake the trap, and the quarterback just raised up and tried to hit the wide receiver. A terrible throw.
Oh, just absolutely terrible. Almost a terrible call, too. I mean, got one-on-one coverage. Graber does a good job. And that roll, really shut the Vikings down on a golden opportunity to put some points on the board, and more importantly, to get back into this ball game.
6:27 to go in the first half. Lee Academy Colts, I'm sure, would like to get one more before the halftime to basically put this football game maybe out of reach. Lee Academy Colts break huddle and send Jason Graber wide to the left. Cooper Tyner's wide to the right. And out of the I formation with Hood close and Chris Turman deep. Chase Maxey barking out his signals against a 5-man front for Fayette. And there's a handoff to the fullback Hood, and Hood's into the secondary. And Hood is the same player who ran slap over that guy last week, and we're going to have a penalty on the play there.
Probably
That's going to be a face mask penalty against Fayette. And Shannon Hood, when he gets into the secondary, Richard, he's a load.
He really is. Good runner, knows where he is on the football field at all times.
I like him because he runs straight ahead. That's going to be
instead of laterally.
He must be not modulating this week as well. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty face mask against Fayette Academy Vikings. And that's going to move the football into Fayette Academy's territory at the 45-yard line. And the Lee Academy Colts will have it first down and 10 yards to go from Fayette Academy's 45. Clock is moving now with 6:17 to go in the first half of the football game. Colts break huddle and send Cooper Tyner wide to the right. Ivy Dees is wide to the left over there. And out of the I formation with Turman deep and Hood close, the Colts are going to try to run the football. And Chris Turman hurdles the line and gets into the secondary. Picks up about 4 yards on the play. Let's give him 4 yards on the play. Brings up 2nd and 6.
We're going to break that play. We're going to break that play before the night's over. I want to predict, Albert.
I don't know what the problem with Chuck Scott is. Chuck Scott has not played hardly at all in the first half. Official timeout for the Heat. Water break, 5:42 to go in the first half. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. We do have a report on Chuck Scott. We'll give you that in just a minute. Colts on 2nd down and 6 yards to go from the Fayette Academy 41-yard line with wide receivers right and left. I formation. Chase Maxey is going to give the football. They're going to keep it on the option and going to run the football, fumble the football, and Fayette Academy is going to recover it. So quarterback Chase Maxey just keeping it on the option, fumbles the football. Fayette Academy recovers. Chuck Scott did hurt his ankle on the first football play of the game. And we see him over there now on the bench with his shoulder pads off, with ice on his ankle. And that's the reason Chris Turman is getting playing time tonight at tailback and doing an admirable job. Colts fumble. Fayette Academy takes over with 5:12 to go in the first half. Colts looked a little sloppy the first half, Rich.
They really have. They've not executed well. They've had some bright moments, but kind of in general, it's been a less than average performance, I think.
I formation for Fayette Academy, and they're going to keep the quarterback's going to pitch the football out here to Ray, and Jason Graber is going to be all over him. We're going to knock him out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 1 yard on the play. Good defense that time on the option by the Lee Academy Colt defense. Jason Graber, along with Jack Laney from his right defensive end position. Colts on top 12-0. That's a gain of about 1 yard on the play. Brings up 2nd and 9. Colts would like to get this football back, I'm sure, before halftime. Try to put one more touchdown on the board. And Fayette Academy sends the wide receivers right and left. And out of the I formation, quarterback Matthew Armour talking to the center. Everybody needs a snap count but the center. Out of the I formation, Armour, who's done a good job here tonight, is barking out his signals. And he's going to sprint out and going to run a draw play. And Scott Ray is going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage. No gain by Jack Laney along with Bradley Rybo. Colts red draw all the way. They gave him 1 yard on the play. We'll call it 3rd down and 8. 3rd down and 8 yards to go now for the Fayette Academy Vikings. They trail in the football game 12-0 with 3:47 to go in the half. big defensive play here for the Colts if we can make Fayette Academy punt from here. So we'll see what happens. Fayette seems a little confused there as Armour's got wide receivers right and left. Colts out of the 5-man front, trying to stop a 3rd down and 8 now. And they bring motion back to the left. And they're going to run a down, out, and down. And it's going to be overthrown, incomplete. So that was a little down, out, and down play by Fayette Academy. Is incomplete, stops the clock. They're forced into a punting situation. Lee Academy Colts will get their punt receiving team onto the football field. And that means Wayne Bolin and Bradley Gordon will get deep for the Lee Academy Colts unless we try to block it again.
I tell you, the Vikings are capable of scoring points. They've averaged over 30 points a game for the first 2 games. So we know they have an offense that can put some points on the board.
Absolutely, Rich. Armour is back deep to punt. Lee Academy's got Bradley Gordon and Wayne Bolin back deep. And now the Lee Academy coach expecting a fake. Send Wayne Bolin up to cover a receiver here. And Bradley Gordon's out here is back deep receiving by himself. Snap is back. And Armour gets the kick away. And it's going to be caught by Gordon. And Gordon is going to be tackled at the 30-yard line. So Bradley Gordon showing a lot of courage, coming up there and catching that ball in traffic. With 3:06 to go in the first half, Lee Academy Colts on top 12-0. The Colts will take over at their own 29-yard line. 1st down and 10 yards to go.
I tell you what, catching a ball like that in that much traffic is a little departure from the normal operations that we've seen with the Colts in the past.
That's right. Chase Maxey's onto the football field with a play. Lee Academy Colts will send wide receiver to the left and wide receiver to the right. That's Graber and Tyner. Colts may try to open it up a little bit here now. 5-man front for Fayette Academy. Out of the I formation, Hood close and Turman deep. Chase Maxey calling out his signals. He's going to run the option play to Chris Turman, and Turman's into the secondary, and it dances down. He's into the secondary and running inside of Fayette Academy territory down to the 40-yard line before he's knocked down. Excellent downfield blocking by the Lee Academy Colts, by their wide receivers that time.
I tell you what, Shannon Hood did a nice job on that side blocking too. Kind of sprung Turman for a few more yards.
So Chris Turman headed for a big night in the first half here now. Runs the football inside of Fayette Academy's territory to the 39-yard line. Preston Frazier comes wide to the right. Jason Graber's wide to the left. And out of the split backfield, they're showing blitz as they've got everybody up on the line of scrimmage. And Maxey is back and throws a little look into Graber, and he slipped down. Jason Graber slipped down, tried to bounce back up, but it was too late as the football was buying. So I believe Chase might have checked off to that, Rich.
Yeah, it looked
when
like
he saw
he
the blitz coming.
Jason made his cut and just feet went out from under him.
2 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the first half. Colts on top 12-0. 2nd down and 10 yards to go for the Colts now. Out of the I formation against the 5-man front. Maxey is going to come down the line on the option and going to keep it. Waiting for one block. He gets that block and runs into the secondary and gets 1st down yardage inside of the 30-yard line, inside of the 25-yard line, down to about the 22-yard line. So that's 1st down yardage for the Lee Academy Colts. At Fayette Academy's 22. Colts on top 12-0 with 2:06 to go in the first half. Defensive substitution for Fayette Academy. Cooper Tyner's into the football game with a play from Coach Ricky Weiss. Ivy Dees goes wide to the left. Cooper Tyner goes wide to the right. Once again, we're in the I formation with Hood close and Chris Turman deep. Tight end Scott Flowers is lined up on the right-hand side. Sprinting out to throw is Graber. Throws it complete to Cooper Tyner. He's inside the 15-yard line, inside the 10, looking for a block. Dances down to the 5-yard line. Nice throw and a nice catch from Chase Maxey to Cooper Tyner. And Cooper Tyner did a nifty bit of running there at the end to run the football down to the 5-yard line. And the Lee Academy Colts will have it 1st down and goal to go from Fayette Academy's 5.
I tell you, the Colts have looked good just in spurts. I mean, it looks like when they want to play ball, they go out and play ball, and then they kind of sit back on their dust and just take it easy for a while.
I tell you, Maxey's thrown the ball consistently all year long, though, Rick.
He really has.
He's thrown the ball well all year. Out of the split backfield with 2 wide receivers and a goal line defense for Fayette Academy. Here comes the handoff to Hood, And Hood is going to get... No, Maxey just kept the ball. And it followed Shannon Hood into the hole and got to the 3-yard line. Timeout for the Colts. Colts on top 12-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Football. Second down and goal to go for the Lee Academy Colts from the Fayette Academy 3-yard line. Colts have their wishbone formation into the football game with 2 tight ends. Hood close and Eric Williams and Bradley Gordon are deep out of the wishbone. Preston Fraser's the second tight end. And Chase Maxey is going to give the football to Bradley Gordon. And Gordon's going to get down close to the goal line. Let's call it about the 2-yard line. They're going to bring up third down. That's a gain of about a yard on the play. Fayette Academy is a good defensive football team, Rich.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Never mind. Jason Graber gets into the football game for the Colts, replacing Preston Fraser. And he's going to play tight end. The Colts may throw here out of this, as Graber's in the game at tight end. He's not in there for blocking, I know. And out of the wishbone formation, Chase Maxey barking out his signals. And we're going to run a handoff to Bradley Gordon, who's into the end zone for a touchdown. Lee Academy Colts have jumped on top 18-0. Lee Academy will get Jason Graber into the football game along with the rest of our kick team to attempt the 19th point of this football game. And the Colts needed another score before halftime, Rich, because missing those 2 extra points keeps Fayette into the game.
Right.
Graber's fixing to attempt the extra point. Jack Laney will snap. Chase Maxey will hold. With 42 seconds, high snap. The kick is up. The kick is good. Lee Academy 19, Fayette Academy nothing. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Football.
And probably Lou Ann.
Jason Graber has the football teed up at the 40-yard line. Scott Ray is deep for the Fayette Academy Vikings. Jason approaching the football. He's taking a little scribble away.
Flag on the play.
Offside on the kickoff.
Bad offsides, too.
Enforcement called against the Colts.
Even Artie Newt saw that, Albert.
1-yard penalty will kick over again from the...
I said even Artie saw that one.
Greatest call I ever saw you make, Coach. We did that even on the game. They had taken over the momentum. We were fixing to win that game, and we had it 4th and 6 at midfield, and you ran that fake ball. Lucky. Lucky? You said lucky.
Hey, lucky wins a lot of things.
Jason Graber got it teed up at the 35 now after the 5-yard offside penalty. Scott Lay's deep. He's standing at about the 20-yard line. The Academy Coach kickoff team approaches the football, and Jason gets the kick away. It's going to be fielded by number 22, goes over his head, and runs him all the way back to the 10-yard line. He's coming back up the middle, and the coach will
Perkins on the return for the Vikings up to the 28-yard line. So the Vikings will take over 1st and 10 with 34 seconds remaining in the first half of play.
They trail in the football game 19-0, 34 seconds to go in the half.
Hey, how about Kim and Landon? They're back home listening to this ball game, aren't they? All right, I bet Lou Ann Weiss is back there. I don't know if Richard Weiss. Right. Yes, sir, buddy. We want you up in the press box with us one of these games, okay?
First and 10, Vikings.
And that's...
That's been the first half of play.
The Academy leads at the half, 19-0. They're going to send it back to the Snow. Tennessee at Fayette Academy, where the Lee Academy coach will kick to the Fayette Academy Vikings to get the third quarter underway. We understand we might have had a little bit of technical difficulty with our interview with Coach Artie Newt, Brother Artie Newt, Reverend Artie Newt.
Or just plain old Art.
Or just plain old Artie Newt, but it's good to have him back here with us. We hope you heard his, what I'm sure was words of wisdom. I happened to be outside the press box.
You on another sabbatical?
I was on a sabbatical. So we're awaiting the start of the third quarter. I tell you, Fayette got hurt in the first half when their big offensive lineman, number 73, Keith Hyman, was hurt on Eric Williams' interception. That youngster weighs 245 pounds. He has not been back in the football game. We understand that Chuck Scott is suffering from an injured ankle. We see Scott on the other side. His shoulder pads are off.
We see Hyman on this side.
And Hyman is on this side, but I don't know if Hyman will see action in the second half or not. Scott Ray gets deep for Fayette Academy, along with number 22, Justin Perkins, and number 44, Matthew Armour. Jason Graber's got the football teed up at the 40-yard line. Colts are leading 19-0 at the half.
I want to tell you those stats we got at halftime was given by the second best statistician in the conference, and that was Mark Laster.
Actually, since Master Laster's gone, we can say that he's probably about the 6th or 7th best statistician.
Okay, I see him walking across the field over there, so nobody tell us. Don't anybody tell him what we said.
He's about the 6th or 7th best stat man in the North AAA, next to my 10th grade daughter that could probably keep stats better than him. Jason Graber kicks it deep. It's going to be fielded by Ray at the 10-yard line. He's just going to drop the football, and the Lee Academy coach, led by John Martin Hass and Stony Stone Street, and number 89, Chris Lively, down there for the Colts, knock Ray down inside the 20-yard line of the 19. So Fayette Academy will take over. First down and 10 yards to go from their own 19-yard line. Clock is running. Third quarter just underway.
Hey, we want to say tell Mary Faust and Philip Sherman hello back home. You know, we know they're listening. And Billy Rybold wasn't able to come tonight.
That's right. I understand a little bit under the weather. Might have been working a little bit, according to his wife. We know that's not the truth. And here's a pitch sweep out here, number 22. And that's going to be Justin Perkins. As Perkins is going to be knocked down for a loss. Lee Academy coach look like they've made a little adjustment on their defense. They've moved their linebackers, inside linebackers, out a little wider to stop this option play of Fayette Academy. Basically saying to Matt Sanders, you just stop the run yourself, Matt. I can't think of anybody I'd rather have stopping the run up the middle than Matt Sanders. And Fayette Academy breaks the huddle after a loss of a yard on the play, second down and 11. And they come out with a wide receivers to the left and the right, slot one back set. Armour under the center, barking out his signals. And here's motion back and side trap to the fullback, number 19. And Colts led by Jack Laney. And Stony Stone Street, that's number 19, Elliott Houston, the fullback. Jack Laney and 56 Clay Dabbs, and Stony Stone Street, Matt Sanders. Phil Dodrell all in on the play. Lewis. Third down and 8 yards to go for the Fayette Academy Vikings. They trail in the football game 19-0. Bradley Rybold is in the football game, playing right defensive tackle. Third down and 8, Fayette Academy. Breaks huddle in an I formation with a wide receiver right and a wing to the left. Now they bring back to the right. And Armour is going to sprint out to the right to throw. Getting pressure and going to be sacked. Led by Richard Lewis from his left defensive tackle. Bradley Rybold and Matt Sanders and Jack Laney and Scott Flowers. The whole defensive line played meet at the quarterback. Loss of 3 on the play brings up 4th and 11. 9:35 to go in the third quarter. Colts get their punt receiving team into the football game and should get good field position here as Bradley Gordon and Wayne yard line. Armour will be punting the football. And he'll be standing at about his 5-yard line. Gets a good snap from the center and gets the kick away, and it's a high spiral that's Bradley Gordon's going to field at the 50. and he's going to break a tackle and get into the secondary, and down the sideline he goes, and he's going to go all the way.
49 yards.
49-yard punt return touchdown for Bradley Gordon, and the Lee Academy Toads have jumped on top 25-0 now, and struck like lightning here in the third quarter. 49-yard punt return by Bradley Gordon for a touchdown. We've been waiting all year for him to break one. Chase Maxey's in to do the holding. Jason Graber will do the kicking, trying to get Lee Academy's 26th point of the night. Jack Laney's the snapper. And Fayette Academy is in a lot of trouble now as a flag is down. Flag on. We're waiting to see what the call is here. They're waving the flag off. Joey Spinks apparently is having some mouthpiece problems. Now we're ready to go. Flag was waved off, no penalty. Chase Maxey will be the holder. Jason Graber is the kicker. Snap is back, kick is up. The kick is good. Lee Academy 26, Fayette Academy nothing. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
Fumble.
On the kickoff, Jason Graber's kickoff was fielded by number 19, Elliott Houston. He makes a good run back out over the 35-yard line short of the 40, was tackled and fumbled the football, and the Lee Academy Colts have recovered at the Fayette Academy 43-yard line, leading in the football game 26-0 with 8 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the buildings fell in on Fayette to start the second half.
And this game is almost over if Lee scores.
Chase Maxey's under the center with a wide receiver to the right and the left, and a split backfield. And Maxey, barking out his signals, is going to give the football to fullback Shannon Hood, and Shannon Hood is into the secondary. He's going to be drugged down. He was looking for a block from Cooper Tyner, and Tyner couldn't get around there to make the block for him, but Shannon Hood runs the football down to the Fayette Academy 20-yard line.
The Fayette players are just looking a little confused out there at the moment, Albert. It looks as though they just kind of holding their hands up saying, hey, coach, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. It wasn't me, coach. It was him.
Shannon Hood, tough runner. Key of the infamous hit in the North Delta game.
Slap over.
Wide receivers right and left. Chase Maxey out of the split backfield's got Shannon Hood to the left, Chris Turman to the right. Tight end lined up on the left-hand side is Scott Flowers. Again, 5-man front. Maxey is going to come down the line again, run the option play. He's going to break a tackle, going to get into the secondary, and going to run the football almost to the 10-yard line. Going to get very close to first down yardage before he's knocked down by Scott Ray, along with number 69, Jason Teague, in there for the Fayette Academy Vikings. Pick up 8 on the play. Let's give him 9 on the play. Make it second down and 1 yard to go now for the Lee Academy Colts. They lead in the football game 26-0. 7 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the third quarter. Preston Fraser goes wide to the right. Jason Graber's wide to the left. Once again out of the split backfield. Tight ends lined up on the right-hand side. Now they shift into the I formation. And the Colts are going to run the handoff to Hood, and Hood's going to break a tackle.
Look at that.
They're going to get into the end
Touchdown.
zone for a touchdown.
What a run.
Sloppy tackling by Fayette Academy is all that was. And the Lee Academy Colts have jumped on top 32-0 now with 7 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. And they have struck like lightning here to start the second half.
2 lightning bolts.
And the Lee Academy Colts get Jason Graber into the football game along with Chase Maxey, along with Jack Laney. And this will be an attempt at an extra point. Somebody for the Lee Academy Colts needs to get into the football game. And it's Matt Sanders is a little bit late getting in. and he'll be the snapper. Jack Laney may be shaken up. We'll have to check on Jack. The snap is back. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And then Lee Academy Colts on top 33-0 now. 7 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. That was a lot better. Lee Academy's kickoff is fielded by Scott Ray at about his 20-yard line. He runs the football on a nice return out to the 40. And the Lee Academy Colts will send their defensive unit into the football game. And Fayette Academy will have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 40-yard line. They trail in the football game 33-0. We're going to try to get a report for you on Jack Laney. I see Jack over there with looks like some ice on his knee. So Jack might have been shaken up a little bit. I'm sure he will not play the rest of the football game, as we have a AAA Academy Conference football game next week against the Starkville Academy Volunteers. 5-man front for the Colts. Here's motion back to the left for Fayette Academy out of the I formation. And he's going to run the pitch out here to Scott Ray and Clay Dabbs, along with number 74, Wayne Wren. Michael Wren, I'm sorry. Stop the youngster for a gain after a gain of about 1 on the play, make it 7 and 2nd and 9. Michael Wren played an excellent football game last week for the Lee Academy Colts, giving Matt Sanders a break at his nose tackle position, but now he's giving Richard Lewis a break at his left defensive tackle position. John Martin Harris is in the football game at one of the defense now. So the Colts getting a lot of second unit youngsters in the game. And here comes the quarterback, Arm Murray's being chased and going to be tackled out over the 45-yard line to about the 47. Tackle out there by Eric Williams along with Bradley Gordon and Scott Flowers. That's going to be a pickup of about 7 on the play. Breaks it 3rd down and 2. 3rd down and 2 yards to go now for Fayette. 5 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the third quarter of this football game. Fayette Academy looking to score. They had scored 66 points in 2 football games coming into this game. Colt defensive front, John Martin Harris at defensive end, Scott Flowers, Bradley Rybolt, Michael Wren at defensive tackles, and Matt Sanders at nose tackle. Tyner and Jason Graber are the corners. Stony Stonestreet and Clay Dabbs are the inside linebackers. Armour is going to be tackled by John Martin Harris from his right defensive end position. Threw Armour back for about a loss back to the 42-yard line. Loss of about 6 on the play, and it's going to bring up 4th down. We have a timeout on the play. This is a heat timeout with 4:54 to go in the third quarter. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. On 4th down, on 4th and 8, Fayette Academy tries a fake punt as Armour throws the footballs incomplete, but the Lee Academy Colts are going to be guilty of roughing the passer, and that'll give Fayette Academy a 1st down as they step off a 15-yard penalty from about the 42-yard line. I believe that might have been called on John Martin Harris as John Martin was coming in hard from his right defensive end position. Pretty close call.
It was John Martin. John Martin had just been credited just a moment ago, with that sack. So John Martin was ready to play ball.
1st down and 10 yards to go for Fayette as the penalty moves the football inside of Lee Academy territory at the 45-yard line. The Colts are guilty of roughing the passer, and that'll give Fayette Academy a 1st down. Phil Daldrell checks into the football game for the Colts, and he's going to send out Matt Sanders, and I'm sure that'll move Michael Wren to the nose tackle position. Lee Academy Colts have pretty much got a second unit defensive line in the football game now, except for Scott Flowers. Oh, what a play! Clay Dabbs on the off tackle play to number 22. Justin Perkins, Clay Dabbs from his linebacker position, shot like he was shot out of a cannon. Came through there and threw Perkins for about a 2-yard loss. This makes up second down and 12. 4:14 to go in the third quarter of this football game. Colts have got this game in control. They lead 33-0. A fresh defensive line in the football game for the Lee Academy Colts now. As Fayette Academy breaks the huddle with the I formation, wide receiver right, slot to the right. And Armour, the quarterback, brings motion back to the left. And he's going to try to throw the football. And now he's in a lot of trouble, and he's going to be sacked. Back inside territory, back at about the 49-yard line. And Michael back there sacking Armour for a loss. Back inside the 50-yard line at the 49-yard line. And brings up third down now. Third down and about 16 yards to go for Fayette. 3:19 to go in the third quarter of this football game. And on third down and 16, Fayette Academy breaks the huddle, and they'll be in an I formation with a wide receiver to the right and a wing to the left. And the Colts got Wayne Bolden in the football game now at the position. And here's a pitch to the tailback. Will run a throwback to the quarterback, and it's going to be incomplete. Would not have picked up much yardage as Michael Wren and Jason Graver and Scott Fly coverage for the Lee Academy Colts. And down in 15, Fayette Academy gets their punting team into the football game to punt to the Lee Academy Colts. And Bradley Gordon will get deep to receive this punt. Last time he touched it, he ran 49 yards for a touchdown. And Fayette Academy will get number 44, Matthew Armour. I probably pronounced his name every way it could be pronounced.
Just like Armour hot dogs.
And he's standing at about his own 38-yard line, awaiting the snap. The snap is back, and the kick is away, and it's an end-over-end kick that's going to be fielded by Gordon, and he fumbled. But he's going to fall right back on it, inside of the 25-yard line at about the 24. So the Lee Academy Colts offense will take over. First down and 10 yards to go from their own 24-yard line. Colts will probably play their first unit offense one more series. There's 2:35 to go in the third quarter. Chase Maxey's into the football game for the Colts. Jonathan Poole is into the football game for Lee Academy at the weak side tackle. As we're trying to get a report on Jack Laney. Wide receivers right and left for the Colts in the I formation. Chase Maxey barking out his signals. Is going to give the football on the option pitch to Turman, and Turman's going to miss one tackle. Is going to make one tackler miss and going to be tackled at the 30. So Chris Turman's going to pick up about 5 or 6 yards on the play. Let's give him 5.5. Let's call it 6 yards on the play, and brings up second down and 4 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Chris Turman's played well tonight, Rich.
He's really done a good job. I tell you what, it's all the difference in the world between the first half and the second half of this Colt football team. I think they kind of got a little inspirational talk at halftime. Moving the ball well, executing really well now.
Split backfield with wide receivers left and right. Tight ends, strong side is the left side. Now they shift into an I formation with Hood close and Turman deep. And here comes the fake up the middle to Maxey. And Maxey's going to run out of bounds with the football. He's going to pick up about 3 or 4 yards. Going to get very close to first down yardage. I believe he's going to be a little bit short. Going to bring up third down for the Lee Academy Colts. Third down and 1. My excellent eagle eye spotter here, Mr. Richard Webster says.
It'll bring up third down for the Colts.
Third down and 1. 36 inches, 3 feet, 36 inches for the Lee Academy Colts. Right. Out of the I formation, we send Jason Graver wide to the left. Cooper Tyner's in the slot to the left. Hood close and Turman deep out of the I on third down and a yard to go. And we're going to give the ball on misdirection to Turman, and Turman's not going to get the first down. Fake to Shannon Hood off right tackle and gave the football coming back the other way to Chris Turman. And brings up fourth down. Lee Academy Colts get their punting team into the football game. Now they stop him and bring him back. Colts get IVDs into the game. The Colts are probably going to go for this, leading 33-0 with 57 seconds to go in the third quarter of the football game. Either says you got a lot of confidence in your defense or you don't. No, never mind. IVDs goes wide to the left. Cooper Tyner's wide to the right, and Hood close. And Chris Turman deep out of the I formation. 6-man front up there for Fayette Academy as they're in a basic goal line defense. And off tackle to Chris Turman. And Turman's going to get close to the first down yard.
I think he made it.
Depends on the spot. As we're getting a right-footed spot there by the official, and I believe we got it.
Football.
Made it by half of football, according to Richard. It's the first down anyway, and the Colts have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 34. Lee Academy Colts get a new quarterback into the football game, and that's number 9, Andrew Duff. So Duff comes into the football game, and he sends Cooper Tyner wide to the left, Ivy Dees wide to the right, and Eric Williams is the fullback now, and Chris Turman's the tailback. Complete second unit backfield in the football game. And there's a handoff to Eric Williams, and Eric Williams gets into the secondary, gets in out over the 40 to the 45 before he's knocked down. Report on Jack Laney is a sprained knee. Maybe it's not too bad. We need him next week against the Starkville Academy Volunteers as the third quarter comes to an end. The third quarter's over. Lee Academy 33, Fayette nothing. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
They're going to call that one back.
Touchdown number 88, Scott Flowers, flag on the play.
On the first play of the fourth quarter, the Lee Academy Colts fake the dive play, and Andrew Duff, the junior quarterback, raises up and hits tight end Scott Flowers down the sidelines for a 55-yard scoring play, but it's going to be called back on a penalty on the Lee Academy Colts. Holding against the Colts. That's a 10-yard penalty. And we'll back the Lee Academy Colts up to the 35-yard line. Lee Academy Colts have got almost a complete second unit in the football game now. And Andrew Duff breaks huddle with Eric Williams and Chris Turman split. On first down and 20 yards to go for the Colts. And Duff is going to give the football to the fullback Eric Williams, and Eric Williams is going to run the football out over the 35 to the 38. Pickup of about 3 on the play. Second down now, second down and about 17 yards to go for the Colts. 11:38 to go in the game. Fourth quarter just underway. And Andrew Duff's got some playing time in each of the last 2 games. Eric Williams close. Chris Turman deep out of the I formation. Graber's wide to the left. Cooper Tyner's wide to the right. Colts on top 33-0. 11:15 to go in the football game. And here comes the option pitch, and Andrew Duff's going to keep it and going to run the football to the 50-yard line before he's knocked down. Going to pick up good yardage. They're going to make up a third down and about 5. Clock continues to run. Colts on top 33-0. Andrew Duff runs the football to the 50 and brings up 3rd and 5. I'm sure this is 2-down territory. If we went for it on 4th down and from your own 30, you'll go for it for 4th down on 4th down from the 50, won't you?
That's logical.
3rd down and 5 yards to go for Lee Academy. George Miller goes wide to the right. Jason Graber's wide to the left. And Eric Williams close, and Chris Turman's deep out of the I. Tight ends lined up on the right-hand side is Preston Fraser. And Andrew Duff, the junior quarterback's under the center, and going to give the football to Eric Williams right up the middle. And Eric Williams is going to get first down yardage inside of Fayette Academy's 40, down to the 38-yard line. The Lee Academy Colts have taken control of the football game.
I tell you what, about the best friend the Vikings have right now, Albert, is a fast clock.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. They have it at the Fayette Academy 38-yard line. Wayne Bolin and Chris Lively get into the football game as Colts are shuffling new players into the football game on every play now. And Chris Turman And Eric Williams are your running back, split behind Duff. And Duff is under center with wide receivers right and left. And on the option, Andrew Duff gives the football to the fullback, Eric Williams, and Eric Williams runs the football to the 35-yard line, gets it down, gain of about 3 on the play. Gain of about 3 before the Vikings knock him down. Let's give him 4 yards on the play, make it 2nd and 6. George Miller's back into the game for the Colts, along with number 16, Andy Harris. So Andy Harris is in the football game now, and he's split to the left. George Miller split to the right. And Williams close and Turman deep out of the eye. And Andrew Duff is going to give the football, is going to fake to the fullback and going to try to run the option to the right side. And Fayette Academy smelled it out nicely and threw to Andrew Duff for about a 2-yard loss. Let's make it 3rd and 8 now for the Lee Academy Colts. 8:47 to go in the football game. Colts on top, 33-0. Chad Smith is in the football game for the Colts now, another 10th grader. He's wide to the left. And Duff's under the center and going to give the football to Turman, and Turman's right up the middle, breaks a tackle, gets first down yardage, down close to the 25-yard line before he's knocked back. So Chris Turman, who's run well tonight, picks up good yardage and picks up first down yardage inside the Fayette Academy 30. Let's call it the 27. I believe Chris might have fumbled that football but got back on it. First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts. New players coming in. Wayne Bolden at one wide receiver, Chris Lively at the other. And Wayne Bolden is going to go wide to the left. Chris Lively will be in the slot to the left. And Eric Williams close and Chris Sturman deep out of the eye on first down and 10 yards to go with 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go. And there's a straight handoff to the fullback, Eric Williams. And Eric Williams digs and churns inside the 25-yard line down to about the 22-yard line before he's knocked down by number 48, Scott Ray, and number 33, Sid Wilson. For the Colts. Colts get George Miller, Andy Harris, Stoney Stonestreet in the football game now for the Colts. Stoney Stonestreet will be playing fullback now for the Lee Academy Colts with Chris Turman. A lot of fresh faces in the game now for the Colts. Andrew Duff's under center. Almost a 9-man front for Fayette up there now. And there's a handoff to Turman, and Turman's going to kind of try to squeeze through a hole. But it's going to pick up a yard or 2 on the play, down to about the 20 before he's knocked down by Fayette. Pick up of 2 on the play. Make it 3rd down and 3. I
tell you, the Vikings know that the Colts would probably not pass, leading 33-0 at this point, so they're just bringing everybody up on the line and filling every gap there is.
Wayne Boland's in the football game along with Chris Lively. Preston Fraser's at tight end. Spinks, Dabbs, and Sanders, however, still in the football game. And out of the I formation with Stonestreet close and Turman deep. Duff's going to run the option play and going to be tackled as he's going to get very close to first down yardage, however. But it's going to be a little bit short, I believe. Going to bring up 4th down. 4th down and about 2, maybe. 4th down and 2 yards to go with 6 minutes to go in the football game. Colts on top, 33-0. Matt Sanders leads the offensive line out over the ball. Jonathan Poole is weak tackle. Richard Lewis is at the strong tackle for the Colts. And Stonestreet close, and Turman deep out of the eye, and Duff is going to give the football to Stonestreet, and Stonestreet's going to get first down yardage down close to the 15-yard line. Ran hard, Rich.
He sure did. I tell you, all those running backs for the Colts are getting a good workout tonight, and it's good to see you have an opportunity where you can get them all in. Get them some playing time.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts from the Fayette Academy 15-yard line. And here comes our heat timeout with 5:29 to go in the football game. Colts on top, 33-0. We pause a minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. First down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts from the Fayette Academy 15-yard line. Andrew Duff is under the center, with Chad Smith wide to the left. Now we shift into a split backfield. Straight back to throws Duff. He's going to be sacked and fumbled, and Fayette Academy is going to get on it. So the Lee Academy Colts fumbled, and Fayette Academy fell on it. And Fayette Academy will take over first down and 10 yards to go out over their 20-yard line at the 21. So we'll see what Fayette can do if they can mount a drive here with 5:07 to go in the football game. Michael Wren's in the football game at nose tackle for the Colts. Bradley Rybolt and Phil Dodger will be the tackles. John Martin Harris, Scott Flowers are the defensive ends. Stoney Stonestreet and Clay Dabbs are the inside linebackers. Bubba Cheney will be at strong safety now, and Fayette calls timeout. Timeout's on the field, 4:44 to go in the football game. Colts lead 33-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors.
I think we run the ball well tonight.
Turn out the light.
4:41 to go in the football game. Fayette Academy has it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 21-yard line. I didn't think I already knew it was going to ever get out of my chair. I've been standing up the whole game. Colts have got a second unit defense in the football game now as Fayette brings motion back to the right. Bubba Cheney's playing strong safety. And number 22 is going to try to run the football to the corner, and the Colts are going to knock him out of bounds. Stoney Stonestreet, Cooper Tyner, knock number 22, Perkins, out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Pick up of about 8 on the play, brings up 2nd and 2.
Next week, Albert, 7:20 we'll be on there, Starkville Academy.
From
the Volunteers.
From Lee Field. That's a conference game, a AAA
right.
conference game for the Lee Academy Colts.
They've had one of the Starkville coaching staff here tonight, scouting the Colts.
Like to urge everybody to come out next week and cheer this Lee Academy football team on. I tell you, Rich, we got a pretty good team.
They're looking better every week. They really are.
Fayette Academy breaks the huddle and sends wide receiver to the right, slot to the right. And they have, out of the I formation, they've got a second unit quarterback, Casey Childers, in the game. And Childers is barking out his signals. And going to give the football, going to fake it, going to pitch the football to Perkins on the option. And he's going to get to the corner, going to get first down yardage before Michael Wren and Bubba Cheney. And number 20, Wayne Bolin, knock him down at the 38-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go for Fayette.
I know coming into this ball game, Albert, you were a little apprehensive about the status of the game tonight. You kind of thought it'd be a really tough game, you know, and I kind of disagreed with you. I thought it would be kind of an easy game. And it's been...
Oh, man, yeah. 4:07. I'm going to cut your microphone off. 4:06 to go, and everybody in Clarksville will probably be glad if I did that, too.
They're still listening.
4:06 to go in the football game. High formation for Fayette against a 5-man front. And the quarterback for Fayette going to give the football to the fumble. He's going to fumble it. And number 20, Wayne Bolin, is going to come up and recover it for the Lee Academy Colts. So the Colts get a turnover. Wayne Bolin from his free safety position comes up and recovers a fumble. And the Colts take over first down and 10 yards to go from their own 43. Andrew Duff's back into the football game, along with Chris Lively and George Miller at the wide receiver positions. Jonathan Poole at the weak side tackle. Spinks. John Martin Harris is at center now. Bradley Rybolt. Jake Easley's in the football game. Preston Fraser's at the tight end. Complete second unit offense in the football game now for the Lee Academy Colts. They lead 33-0 with 3:18 to go. And there's a handoff to Turman, and Turman squirts it in the secondary and breaks it. He's going to go all the way for a touchdown.
There you go, Albert.
Turman.
I told you they were going to break one tonight.
43-yard run for Chris Turman. The youngsters played good. I like him. 3:01 to go in the football game. Colts on top 39-0 now. And we get Graber and Chase Maxey into the football game to attempt the extra point. I think that's Chris Turmer's first touchdown for the varsity.
I think you might be correct. I
And
think it's his longest run from scrimmage, too.
Could be. Graber's attempt the extra point. Snap is back, kick is up. The kick is going to be good. Lee Academy 40, Fayette Academy nothing. 3:01 to go in the football game. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
Excuse me, Univac.
Teed up at the 40. I'd like to apologize to all of our listeners back in Clarksdale for my moron buddy, Mr. Richard Webster, here in the booth with me. Jason Graber's got it teed up at the 40.
I
Ray
never called
is
you
deep,
a moron.
and the football is going to be fielded by number 22, Perkins. He fumbles it, picks it up at the 10. And he's running the football back up the middle and going to be tackled by John Martin Harris, Bradley Rybolt, Wayne Boland, Bubba Cheney, Ivy Dees.
Vikings will take over. First and 10 from their own 20.
And the Colts knock number 22 down. That's Perkins at the 20-yard line, and Fayette will take over first down and 10 yards to go from their 20. Clock is running with 2:53 to go in the game. One of them guys with them mohawk haircuts feel kind of stupid now.
They feel
Looks
scalped, I imagine.
looks like they cut them before this game.
Yeah.
High formation for Fayette Academy. Colts in a 5-man front with completely new defensive players in the game. We'll try to give you a rundown in a minute. 2:24. There's a pitch sweep to Perkins, and Perkins is trying to get to the corner. Bubba Cheney hits him and misses him. And then the Lee Academy coach, Wayne Boland, is going to knock him down.
Tackle by number 33, Stony.
Out over the 20-yard line to about the 24. Stone Street makes the tackle for the Colts. Let's give him the 22-yard line. Second down and 8 yards to go for the Vikings.
Well, getting back to my point of just a moment ago, we were told last week that Fayette was favored to win the division, their division in 2A. You know, and we've seen over the years that there's been a closeness and of power structure within the AAA and the AA. But I think this year it looks like it's a little more obvious to us that the AA's are not quite up to speed of the AAA ball teams this year, Howard.
65, Fred Zappone's in the football game for the Colts now. And the quarterback, number 1, Childers, is going to run the football and going to be drugged down by number 33, Stone Street, from his inside linebacker position. Number 53 for the Colts,
It'll bring up third down.
who we did not have on our roster.
Could that be Bryce Havens? That's probably who that is, Bryce Havens.
Well, we'll call him Bryce Havens until we get him on our roster. We have Bryce Havens at left defensive end, Fred Zappone at left defensive tackle, Michael Renz at the nose tackle, Phil Dodge was at right defensive tackle, John Martin Harris is at right defensive end for the Colts now. Chad Smith's in the football game at one corner. There's a handoff off the left tackle to number 22, Perkins. And Perkins gets into the secondary, and he's out over the 40-yard line. He's out to the 50, runs into not going to get to Lee Academy territory. Going to be tackled by number 80, Chad Smith, and Ivy Dees. Out to about the 49-yard line. 33 seconds to go into the football game. And Fayette will have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 48. Everybody's gotten to play for the Colts tonight. Let Marshall know we're going to turn it back to him quick after this football game is over. Not a whole lot to say. Colts have dominated from the first whistle. On first down and 10 yards to go with 17 seconds to go in the football game. Number 1, Casey Childers, gives the football to Perkins, and John Martin Harris, along with number 65 for the Colts, Fred Zappone in there on the stop for the Colts. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Football game is over. Lee Academy Colts dominate 40-0. Next week we'll be on the air at approximately 7:20 with a AAA Academy Conference football game against the Starkville Academy Volunteers. Got anything you want to say, Rich?
Not a thing tonight. 40-0. Lee Academy over the Fayette Academy Vikings. Have a good evening.
Good job by the Lee Academy Colts. This has been Lee Academy football. Final score, Lee Academy 40, Fayette Academy nothing. We send it back to the station.
Can't make it without you. And I'm telling you, honey, you're my reason for laughing, for crying,